Hi, my name is John Alzheimer, and I am a credit expert who contributes to the Credit Card Insider blog. Today's question is, how do I build credit with no credit history? This is an excellent question. It brings up the whole what came first, the chicken or the egg argument. How do you get credit if you don't have credit? Some lender is going to have to be willing to be the first lender to extend you credit. There are actually 4 ways that are pretty effective with respect to building a credit report and starting to establish a credit score and a solid credit history. The first is becoming an authorized user on the credit card belonging to another person. Now, an authorized user is someone who has their name associated with an existing credit card or a pre-existing credit card. They get a card, it has their name on it, they're able to use the card just like the primary card holder. However, they have no liability for the payment or the debt. The primary card holder still controls the account, meaning they can still ask for it to be closed, they can still increase the credit limit, they can kick you off of the card as the authorized user. Where you benefit is the history of the account is actually going to be reported to your credit reports. So if you choose to have your name associated with a credit card account that is old, has always been paid on time, and has a low balance relative to the credit limit, then becoming an authorized user on that card will add a pretty positive trade line or account to your 3 credit reports, and that's going to go a long way to helping you to build and establish a credit report and a credit history. The second way is to apply for and attempt to open a retail store credit card. Retail store credit cards are traditionally very easy to open, especially if you have little to no credit. The interest rates on those types of credit cards is almost always in the mid-20s, and the credit limits on those credit cards are always very low, generally below $1,000. Those are subprime terms. High interest rate, low credit limit. Those are subprime terms, therefore they are very easy to get. When you get a card like that, it is going to be effective to help you build a credit history because the account is going to show up on all 3 of your credit reports. But be aware that if you choose to use the card and carry a balance from month to month, then it's going to become very expensive for you. So use that type of card wisely if you choose to go the retail stored path of establishing credit. Next, this is a fairly, not a very well-known strategy, but yet very effective. A credit builder loan. A credit builder loan is a small dollar loan extended by a credit union. What they will do is they will extend a loan to you, generally in the amount of $500 to $1,000. They will actually keep that money and place it into an interest-bearing account that belongs to you. You just won't have any access to it. You're going to have to pay back the loan, and the payback period for credit builder loans is generally very short, usually not more than a year. After you've paid off the loan, you actually are going to get that money deposited into the account where you actually can have access to it, plus any interest that you may have earned. The best news about the credit builder loan is that when you've made your payments month after month, those payments are going to be reported to the credit reporting agencies, and therefore it's going to help you to establish or build a credit history for very low cost. The interest rates on credit builder loans are actually very, very low. The last method is by far my least favorite method, which is to become a co-obligor on a loan. In English, that means you're jointly applying or co-signing for a loan with someone else. This is generally pretty expensive because you're getting yourself into a large amount of debt, either an auto loan, a mortgage, some type of personal loan, and you are then jointly liable for the payment on that debt the entire time that account is open, which in the case of a mortgage can be 30 years. It's a very, very expensive way and a very, very risky way to establish credit. So if you had to rank them in order, in my mind, from being the most consumer-friendly and safe all the way to being the most risky, I think that the authorized user strategy is the way to go. Opening a retail store credit card, that's a close number 2. The credit builder loan is a very, very good option. And then last is the applying jointly for a loan strategy. I would only employ that strategy if everything else has failed and you really have no other options. To learn more about this topic, or have anything else having to do with building credit or credit cards, please visit the Credit Card Insider blog at creditcardinsider.com. Thanks a lot and have a great day.